Universal basic income. It is a big idea that pops up every now and then. It's had some really interesting proponents in the past, including people like Elon Musk, who suggested that universal basic income in 2018, he said, was really important to consider given the fact that there's going to be massive job displacement due to AI. You have certain American politicians like Andrew Yang, who in 2020 ran on a platform for president to give Americans a universal basic income of $1,000 US a month, calling it a game changer. My father was a proponent of universal basic income. And basically the idea is everybody gets a minimum amount of money every month. And that will help bring people out of poverty and free them up to focus on being as the most productive versions of themselves as they can. Opponents tend to say, hey, if you're getting free money, you're not going to work. Right. And I think that's a fair worry to have. Well, there was a study, a German experiment, rather, that followed 122 people in Germany for 3 years. And it guaranteed them just over $1,300 a month. And what it found is that people were more likely to continue working full time even when they received no strings attached universal basic income payments. And so, I mean, is it time that we discussed universal basic income? My dad was a supporter, and I don't speak for my father, but were he here today, I would suspect that he would say, you know, when times are good, it's something that we should try. But that being said, universal basic income, it's a conversation that I think maybe we should have. Dave, what do you think of UBI?
It's good and it's bad.
Okay.
There has to be some certain stipulations. Like there has to be a performance when people are doing their work. They have to be able to put out the same all the time. Because in the real world, if you don't, you're down the road.
Well, in this study, Dave, the study participants worked 40 hours a week and stayed in their employment, identical to the study's control group that received no payment. So it turns out that whether or not you received this universal basic income, you still participated in the workforce at the same level as if you hadn't. So it didn't make people lazier, and which I find pretty interesting. Tom, what do you think of UBI?
I was always against it, and now I'm tending to lean toward it. And here's the reasons why, but we have to be very critical.
Yeah.
And another thing is, you won't need student loans anymore. You won't need welfare. You won't need ODSP. You can get rid of all those bureaucrats, all those people, and save a crap load of money just from those alone.
Yeah. Yeah. So long as a system is created that avoids graft and grift, you would support something like that. That's very interesting. Thanks so much for joining us.